listening to Power Producers Shop Talk, where we are refining and redefining the sales game by equipping you with the tools you need to differentiate yourself in the marketplace.
Well, it's like when we audit the mod with Logic and give them the action items that they're going to use to lower their total cost of risk.
Tactical skills that will help you provide deliverable value to your clients and prospects.
Technology is not an expense, it's an investment. Look at what Think HR has done for our clients and even our team. It's an amazing product, and I'm so thankful we have that.
And action items that you can provide to take your prospects and clients to the next level.
Things are changing for us in 2021. Not all big business anymore. Now that we have CoverWallet on our team, it's amazing that we're going to be able to write small business profitably.
This is Power Producers Shop Talk. Production redefined. Are you ready to feel the power?
Hey everybody, welcome to Power Producers Shop Talk, episode number
32.
32.
The old... God, that was horrible.
I know it is. It's bad. It's really bad. But anyhow,
muchas gracias.
Yeah, I've got so many people that ask me how I get everything that I get done during the day done. I think I have them fooled. I don't get half of the stuff done that I try to. But, I figured it would be worthwhile because people are out there trying to build their book, build a presence, build their brand and all of that, and just talk a little bit about what that looks like from the time I step foot out of the door of my car to the time that I leave. Because I do think that when I'm in that routine, I am the most productive and the most successful that I'll ever be. And so, the first thing that I do every day when I'm doing things the right way is I got to get exercise in, man. I know we joke about it. I know, obviously with COVID, it's been more difficult to get to the gym or do whatever else. But, I look back over my career and unequivocally, when I'm hitting the gym on a regular basis, I've written the largest accounts that I'll ever write. I've had the most success, in all kinds of.
It gives you, there's so many benefits, obviously health being the first, but just different.
Self-confidence.
Exactly. Confidence. It's a mindset. It's, it releases endorphins, all that sort of thing. I'm not a morning workout person. I can't do it. The only time I did it was high school because I had to do it. And I was young, I'm still am young, but I was young, I can't when people say they go to the gym in the morning and it gives them energy the rest of the day. I want to go home and go to sleep for 3 hours. I'm an evening gym guy all day.
Yeah. I can't see. I'm the other way. I can't go in the afternoon or evening because I'll never go to bed. Especially with Orange Theory being the way that it is with high intensity intervals and all of that other stuff.
I guess it's just crazy because that makes me that stuff makes me tired. I want to be done after that. I don't know.
It may have something to do with me shotgunning 3 to 5 bang energy.
Well, that's true too. I don't do any of the pre-workout stuff because I
don't
either. Explode and it literally made me.
When I realized that it could make my heart explode in my brain.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever.
That's the first thing.
So that's where you start is at the gym.
Yep. And then the other thing is, I think that I'm a big believer in the whole mind, body, spirit thing. Not like I'm some Zen person from that's Buddhist or whatever else. Not that there's anything wrong with any of that.
Do you have one of those little sand gardens with the rake and clip the little trees? What are those trees called?
Bonsai trees.
Yeah.
I do have a Himalayan salt lamp that sits on my desk.
I saw that. I have one in my room. I haven't turned it on in about 6 months.
Ask a question about that though.
Yeah.
Because I've never done it, but I've always wondered, have you tried licking that to see if it really tastes like salt?
I've always wanted to do that. And
I knew it. I knew I was onto something.
I have not, but it's probably so covered in dust right now that I can't see that if I licked that, I might, I don't know, get SARS or something or COVID.
Yeah, no, that would be like licking the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm even going to do it. It's been sitting here for 2 years. But anyhow, I just wondered if I was the only one or not.
I think it's got to have a little bit of a salty taste. I don't see how it couldn't.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if I lick this thing and it doesn't taste like salt, it is going back to Big Lots or wherever it is my wife got it.
It's a complete fraud.
Yep, absolutely. But I do believe in that. So, the other thing that I do is I always consciously try to make sure that I'm reading something to make myself smarter, if that's possible to even, somebody like me to even get remotely intelligent.
I thought you were saying if it was even possible for you to get any smarter.
No, that would be no. My wife would be the first one to step in line and tell you how stupid I am most of the time. But
true,
and I realized that that's what that sounded like as soon as it came out of my mouth. So I don't think that I'm somebody who can't get any smarter. I'm thinking that, hopefully I can improve my intellect from where it is in some way, shape, or form by putting together word patterns into sentences and subsequently paragraphs in an entire book. But no, I like to try and read something nonfiction. Dave Ramsey's got a statistic that he puts out there that says the average adult, when they're 40 years old, has not read more than 2 nonfiction books from the time that they graduated high school.
Wait, hang on a second. Say that again. By the time they're 40, the average adult has not read more than 2 nonfiction books from the time they graduated high school. Right. That's ridiculous. I don't read nearly as much as I should, and I've read more than that.
I know, but that just tells you what the average is, right? Like, that's crazy. I'm not saying people haven't read 2 books.
No, nonfiction. Right. Like betterment books.
Yeah. I'm not interested at all in reading fiction.
I don't know, dude. I'm about to go back and reread Harry Potter because that was the jam. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
My mom told me that if I didn't have anything nice to say, not to say anything at all. So I will remain silent.
No. Hang on a second. We're gonna stay here.
I never got into it. We're
gonna stay here for a second. What's your beef with Harry Potter? That's it. It's absolutely timeless classic.
No, I don't have a beef with the work product per se of J.K. Rowling or whatever their name is that wrote it.
Yeah,
I've seen pictures of your gay Harry Potter party where grown adults.
That was my buddy's birthday, and it was for him, man. That was not my idea. I would never do something like that. Well, I had to participate. I had to. I can't not participate.
You're guilty by association. Look, grown adults wandering around Universal with electric wands.
That is not at all, not even close to what we did. We had a beer Olympics that was Harry Potter themed. Don't try to make me out like I'm some monster here. It was sick. I got hammered drunk playing beer pong and other different games that were wizard associated.
Okay, here's where I'm going to draw the line with you. Was it beer or was it butter beer?
I've never had butter beer. I don't even know what that is. I've heard of it, but I've never had it.
Okay, well,
that's gross. That sounds terrible. It's like sweet
because it's in Universal in the Harry Potter section.
No, I know. I just
where the grown adults are going around slugging their butter beer with electric wands, getting points.
Isn't it non-alcoholic?
Well, it's butterscotch and root beer mixed together or something.
I have zero interest in that.
It actually tastes pretty good. I'll admit that I have.
Yeah. See, there you go. Exactly.
I didn't have it because of Harry Potter. I had it because I like to eat bad food and lots of it. So that seemed like it had a high enough sugar count. When I'm not behaving, I fall prey to certain things like that. But anyhow, regardless, we've gotten on a tangent about reading books, but I like to read John Maxwell. I do like Freakonomics was a good couple of books. Millionaire Mind, Millionaire Next Door. Those were really, really good books. And, I look back when you're younger, all you think about is fiction. I didn't want to read nonfiction when I was in school. As I've gotten older, and I'm not a big person for like self-help books. Like Tony Robbins is wildly successful. That's not how I'm not interested in that.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Not meaning that his books wouldn't be good or any of that. I want things that are practical that I can immediately use. That are going to make me better. And so I read every single day. When I'm on my A game, I read every single day. And then I also spend some level of time, just whether you consider it meditating, focusing, prayer, whatever you do to just sort of get your stuff in balance. I think you need to do that. And all of that happens before I ever get to the office.
Yeah. I think it sets the tone for the day. I think it was Daniel Song who was saying that he started doing 10, 15 pages. So since then I've started doing that. I mean,
how easy is that?
Exactly. I mean, you can get through like we talked about. I mean, you can get through whatever, 12. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think that's an easy thing to do because it takes no time and you end up typically doing more than 10. Like you'll be like, okay, and you like I've been doing 20 or whatever, but it's easy. It's done.
I cannot stop at 10 pages. If it's not a chapter.
No,
I've got to get to a break point.
Oh yeah. You have to be into the chapter. And if you get to the end of the chapter and you're only at 8 pages, you got to keep going.
I'll go to the next one.
Right. But no, I thought that was I had never really thought about it like that before. And that's a good way to look at it because you sit there and you're like, okay, if, I want to read 12 books this year. Well, you get through the first month and you haven't read a book. It's like, well, shit, now I got to, read 12 and in the next 11 months. And then it just snowballs from there. But I think that was a brilliant, I like it a lot. I mean, I'm going to continue to do that. Yep.
And with the gym, for me, it's got to be early. So, my best success, and I know that this sucks for you, but if I get up at 5 o'clock, then I can make it happen. It's crazy. If I try and make my Orange Theory at the 7:30 class, there's a high likelihood I'm going to cancel that because I know that I'm going to be too busy going to work, or we're going to have an issue getting the kids out of the house for school. So
plus, aren't those ones packed? Like they've got to be one of the more busier classes before.
Actually, the 5 or 6 o'clock ones, those are the real packed ones.
Really?
They're your people that are professional. They're going in, they're showering there and, getting dressed and going to work and all of that. We originally started, the later one because I have a little bit of flexibility when I can get here, but I've gotten to the point where I just don't like it, man. I told Annie, I really need to be at that early one so I can get to the office early and get the other stuff started because once I hit the ground here, Kane are the doors, man.
Right.
It's like everything else. Inside a Killing commercial yesterday, I posted what is going to be or what is my editorial calendar for Florida Risk Partners for content creation for the entire year. I did that for a couple of reasons. Number one, to help everybody in there. But number two, to help them hold me accountable because I know that if I post that calendar there, they're going to look to see, okay, is David sticking with it? And the fact is, if I don't have that accountability, no matter how successful I ever could become, no matter how many deals I close, no matter how much money the agency makes, I won't do that. I'll stop. I need accountability to get that done. Just like I need accountability to make sure that I eat right. That's why we're back on Whole30 at the first of the year, man.
Right.
I'm on Whole30 because if I'm on that program and I have that accountability and I know I have to plan it and then all I have to do is execute that plan, it's easy. I know what I'm having for breakfast every morning. I know that my lunch is going to be the leftovers we made from dinner the night before, and we know that dinner is going to be something that's compliant. Right. So I just package all of that and it happens. But once I get here, the very first thing I do is content, whether it be Killing commercial or Florida Risk Partners or something along those lines. I'm going to do my content right out of the box. And I start with video because video is the easiest way to do it. I can get out of the car, boom, hit a selfie mode, get the intro taken care of, and then come in. And you've not been here, but I've got a full blown studio set up now at the office.
I think the last time I was there, it was in its infancy, and
the conference room is a studio now.
Right.
And I went out and bought multiple cameras, so now I have different angles and all kinds of stuff. Wait till you see the stuff that's getting ready to come out, man. It's going to blow your mind. And what's funny is I accidentally watched like our cyber videos from a couple of years ago.
Dude, so oh my God. So I had to present in BNI, whatever, a month or two ago, and I didn't want to do anything. And I wanted to just like send a video that everybody could watch instead of me talking the whole time.
You did not send that.
I didn't because there was some sort of technical difficulties with not the video itself, but with how we were presenting. But I went back and watched it, and I was just like, dude, I look like such a schmuck.
Yeah, it was bad. It was both of them. I mean, all of them.
But what I said wasn't bad. I just look like a tool. Which is maybe just how I look. Maybe that's just me.
I'm going to tell you exactly who you were. And if you ever go and watch this, then you're going to agree with me because I can promise you. You remind me of one of those – no, not remind me. You're one of those people that you can go have a conversation with a complete stranger and you freeze when you get on camera. You turn into – like you were stiff as a board when you were in the videos. And it reminds me of –
It's because I was trying to, I had memorized everything I wanted to say, because if I don't do that, so that's what I did for any speech, any like 15-minute, 20-minute presentation that I had ever done in my life. I just memorized everything I want to say because I've done it 100,000 times and I turned into robot Kyle, and that's what happened. And it's like, and because you just see the camera and you're like, oh shit, I'm recording right now. This is live. And then like your brain just starts going crazy, and then you freeze up and you try to remember your spot. And that's exactly what happened, because I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a point in there where there was like a slight pause, but I brought it back and I remembered where I was because I had it memorized. But that was the issue.
My editing game is much better than it was back then too.
True.
But the fact is, you remind me of Corbin Burnson when they're doing the American Express commercial in the movie Major League toward the end.
Oof.
You have to go watch that because
I don't remember that scene, man.
It's literally exactly. Once you see that, you're like, yeah.
And it was also like lame. I mean, it looked like somebody. It looked like those old like freaking Taliban videos from a cave, like that.
You know what? You're 100% correct. It looked like somebody filming an execution with the poor lighting and everything else. That is exactly what that room looked like. But anyhow, so now I come in, I do the actual meat of it. I get the recording done. I'm maybe 10 minutes into being at the office and I've already gotten my content done for the day. And the reason I can say that it's done is because now everything else is just automated. I come in, I put everything together in Premiere, get the video done, send it off to rev.com. They do the transcript. They take everything and make it into writing. So now all I have to do is run that Word document that I download from Rev through Grammarly.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the grammar's right and everything's up to par there. I've got my blog post done. My video gets uploaded to YouTube.
So how long does all this take?
I can get everything done in 30 minutes. That's where I was headed with this. It's like a 30-minute process, honestly. So I can upload it there. I don't upload to YouTube right away because I take it and send it to Splashio first. Or if I have time, I use ClipScribe and do it myself. But that's who puts
what's Splashio again? I've heard
who puts the captions underneath so that it's wording while I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do that, Rev does what they do. And by the way, the Rev deal, it's $1.25 a minute to have a human do the transcription or 25 cents a minute to do machine learning transcription. I just pay the extra $1 and like 20 minutes.
Can't take it more than right.
It's in my inbox, right? So, and I want to make sure people understand, I don't like actually do and publish that post that day. I stay ahead. So while I'm waiting on Rev or while I'm waiting on ClipScribe, I'm actually going to the day before where I had that content done. And that's what I'm getting ready to push out. So literally first 30 minutes of the day is nothing but getting that piece of content ready to go and getting something published. And then I just go through and I spend time. And this is where talking about a VA is so important, because if you think about it, I don't really need to be dealing with Rev. I don't really need to be dealing with ClipScribe. I can just go in, do all I need to do, get the editing done, put the video in a work in process folder in Dropbox and say, hey, Marvin, you need to send this to Rev, send this to ClipScribe, or send it to Splashio or whoever else.
Marvin.
Yeah, it's completely off my plate, right? Marvin, go in and post this blog post. Here's how you do it. All of that stuff. So that's why I'm really pumped, because I spend so much of my time on the mechanics. Even thinking about when we have a podcast episode, people probably don't even realize this. I'm physically putting all of that stuff on social media myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anybody who helps me do that. And that's stupid. It's a stupid waste of my time for me to do that. And
well, couldn't that be something that that Little Dog does?
Well, they probably could, but it would be too much of a hassle to
get them all the stuff. And then,
but I will tell you, I did flip them over the editorial calendar for formatting because I did it in an Excel spreadsheet. And they're the ones that after she was on the podcast and told us they would do stuff like that for it, she did the final document. It looks great.
Yeah,
back in like an hour.
Right. I mean, just you're as you're going through that, I'm like, that seems like something that they may be able to do, but I guess
man, I got to give up control of some of that stuff. So
right, which is tough to do. I mean, it's
well, for me it is.
Right.
Even though I don't consider myself a control freak, I'm finding out that I really am on the majority of everything.
Inherently, by nature, as a business owner, you are a control freak.
Yeah. So, we get all of that up and then it's off to the races. I think that the rest of my day at that point is scheduled. Every day scheduled, every minute of every day.
And I can attest to that, because when I pull up your calendar, which sometimes I do, sometimes I just really don't care, and I'm gonna blow you up at the office, and then I'm gonna call your cell phone, and then I'm gonna email you after that, maybe even text you something derogatory. I don't know. I
don't need to worry about you walking into my office because you've been a cave dweller for 10 months.
Hey man, it's got to happen until this is over. Speaking of which, when COVID is settled down, I think that Marvin's got to come to the Christmas party. I don't think there's any exception.
You know what I'm going to do for Marvin? I'm going to send him a Christmas message on Cameo from the lead singer of Journey, also Filipino and a huge star.
He would be obsessed with that. But no, so your schedule, I mean, it is like to the minute on, there's been plenty of days, especially before Christmas, that were, back to back, like literally the entire day, not even a gap in there for any, like for lunch, for any, like anything. I mean, it was back to back to back. And I think, especially when you've got that much stuff going on, if you don't have it scheduled on your calendar, you're going to be in the weeds, I mean, it's not realistic. So I think that's even putting personal stuff on there. If you've got like a dentist appointment, schedule that on your calendar so that, yeah, I mean,
listen, it even goes back to what we learned when we went through
exactly high priority tasks, all that stuff. I thought that's where you were going earlier when you said after you get the video stuff done, you're handling.
That's exactly where I go. Once I get that portion of it done, I've got that hour to hour and a half time blocked for through everything I need to in the morning that is personal to my book of business or Florida Risk or specific to business stuff that I only can handle. And then I also have that same amount of time blocked off in the late afternoon to wrap anything up that I need to get before I leave.
Right.
So I intentionally schedule that. And then other than that, man, it's a free-for-all because my calendar's all over the internet. So anybody can book time with me anytime they want. And I'm perfectly fine with it. That's why I have it set up that way. But if you're not intentionally planning time to make sure that you're getting things done in the morning and then finished in the afternoon, it's a train wreck that's just going to spiral out of control. You're going to live a life of anxiety. And the next thing you know, you're going to find yourself sitting on the couch chugging Bud Heavies with an open bag of Lay's Classics.
Hell yeah.
You're just completely out of the loop at that point, and that's the only way you can find self-satisfaction.
I mean,
I've seen it happen. This is an epidemic that's plaguing our country. But seriously, you have to plan for it because one thing that'll happen, I mean, truthfully, when you're walking in let's just say that next morning, you didn't get something done. You already have stress on you. So something's going to
You're already behind. You're already behind and you're already feeling that.
You're going to skip the gym to come in and get the content done, or you're going to go to the gym and skip the content because you immediately have to get into the other stuff. Yeah. You have to plan this stuff out and you have to stay regimented to it. If you don't, it spirals out of control and you really do. You end up putting yourself in a position where you get nothing done.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So that's a little bit of insight, man. I mean, people want to know where the videos come from. We schedule our podcasts every Friday morning now. For an hour, we're recording Shop Talks because that's the easiest thing for us to do.
My idea, by the way, I need to point that out so that the listeners know.
It was an exceptional idea, and I embrace it. Thank you for that. Go team. So anyhow, that's where my head is, man. So hopefully those thoughts will help some people stay off the couch with Lay's Classics and Bud Heavies.
Doesn't sound terrible, to be honest with you. Does not sound terrible.
Sounds absolutely.
Actually, Bud Heavies are kind of gross.
Horrific.
maybe a butter beer instead.
Yep. Anyhow, we'll have plenty of butter beers this weekend. I can't wait to hear what you think about them.
Oh yeah, this weekend is going to be an intense weekend for the D's. We've got the Bucks playoff game, 8:15 p.m.
And you're leading Monday night
at the Washington football team, and then Monday night, even bigger for the D's is the chip. And so that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how I feel. I will tell you that beating Clemson was that night was one of the best nights I've had in my life. I needed that. I needed that to happen. And I've said all year that Bama is the best team in the country, and I still believe that. I just want it to be a good game. But after that,
man, I've sort of got that vibe.
Yes.
Back when
2014 vibe, man. When nobody gave us a chance.
Is that when the Gators in Ohio State played?
No. It was I'm talking about 2014, the first year of the playoff when we snuck in at number 4 and nobody thought we should be there or had a chance, and we came in with Cardale, our third string quarterback, and And yeah, 12 gauge and beat up on Bama and then rolled Oregon in the national championship when nobody gave us a chance. It feels like that this year. And I was just hoping that we didn't get waxed, but as the day was going on, I just felt more and more confident and we absolutely destroyed Clemson. So we'll see, man. I think that they've got a shot. If their O and D line dominate like they did against Clemson, which is a much taller task against Bama, I think, then obviously they've got a pretty good shot. And we'll also see how Fields could be. Who knows what his deal is? Like, he got destroyed. I would find it hard to believe that he doesn't have broken ribs.
I saw that. How about we'll wrap up with this, but how about 12 gauge, man? The guy definitely should have come back for a year.
So he did after that, and I thought that his draft stock wasn't going to be ever as high as it was after that national championship, but there was such a small sample size. He played 3 games or 3.5 or whatever that it didn't really make too much sense. And he came back and kind of split time with JT the next year. And it was, he played for the Chargers for a little bit and whatever, but it just, I don't know. Ohio State quarterbacks in the NFL, not great. I don't know what the deal is with that, but
receivers, right?
True. Yeah. But anyways, so I've got a big weekend ahead, and it will not be butterbeer that's consumed, but it'll probably be old fashions, and it is going to get sloppy real quick.
Well, I cannot wait for those texts because they are some of my favorites.
Hell yeah. Go,
all right, man. Have a good weekend. I can't wait for, you're right. It's a good sports weekend if you're a football fan for sure,
yep.
Especially, if you follow the teams we follow. So,
right. Cool.
All right. Everybody else, we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Later.
You've been listening to Power Producers Shop Talk. You can follow us at the Power Producers Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to take your game to the next level, check out our commercial insurance training course at killingcommercial.com or visit Amazon to pick up a copy of our international best-selling book, The Extra 2 Minutes.